Back at it again at Founders Fortune. We got a new guest today who's killing it online. Actually, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. He made me laugh the other day with one of two of his skits. You would think the guy's a full-time content creator, but he's not. He does mortgages. He does numbers. No further ado, my guy Mo Mortgages.
Mohammed Hreiche, Mo Mortgages. Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Honored.
my bro.
Honored. Appreciate the invite, Habib.
Damn, Habibi. Tell everybody, bro, who you are, bro. I know who you are, but tell them who you
To
are.
the people that still do not know, as he said, I am Mo Mortgages. I've been in the game for quite some time now. Before that, I was in car sales, so I've been sales for quite some time. I enjoy those client-facing interactions, and here to spread some positivity and broker some mortgages for the people.
Nice. How did you start on all of this, bro? How did you even get into finance?
So I have a family member that works as a realtor, and he's been bugging me for quite some time to get into the business. Explored for quite some time, studied university, business, so I have some experience in finance there. After that, I worked in the public service for a bit in both data, so I'm a numbers guy, and I also spent some time in finance in the government as well, so it's a little bit of that background. Then I got into car sales, sales management as well. And eventually at that point, I was like, this is halfway to what I want to be doing.
Nice.
Right. Then the other half was real estate. So then mortgages was the best of all three worlds at that point.
Yeah.
So we got into the business and here we are.
Wow. Full circle.
Full circle.
Did you ever think you'd be in mortgages at all?
Yeah, I did. I did. Even in my teen years, I knew eventually the game was going to be real estate.
Okay.
I didn't think it would be this early though. I can say
Okay.
that with confidence. If anything, I regret not taking that bet on myself earlier to get into the business earlier because it's a time-based business,
It is.
right? Network is the net worth, as it is for most businesses.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
You don't expect most people to pop off in that first, second, third year, maybe that second or third year when that network is kind of established. So did I expect myself to be in the business? Yes, 100%. This early, not really, but I'm definitely not complaining.
Okay, then that's nice. So in car sales, because we do a lot of marketing for a lot of car dealerships, we've realized that a lot of people or a lot of dealerships that we've worked with, a lot of sales guys that do very decent jobs, they go and that the clients follow them as well. Is that something that you experienced as well?
Unfortunately, not. This is gonna vary depending on the dealership that you were at. My dealership was we were very aggressive in the way that we used to not speak to customers. We were very aggressive in the way that we would handle our deals, right? So majority of the time, we weren't keeping many of those connections. However, come to think about it, there are always those few clients whose names are in my head who I still check back with here and there. They know I'm in the business. They know I'm in the business, so I'm waiting on that phone call.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. That's very interesting because usually that's a very unorthodox answer because usually most sales guys, what they say is like, no, yeah, like they followed me and now they're back in my system again, but I'm just selling them something else or I'm providing them more value with something else. Just the dealership itself. How did you why did you leave car sales?
So one reason why I left, I enjoyed the aspect of sales. I enjoyed a commission-based structure where your hard work is reflected in your pay.
Yeah.
I love that. I wanted to chase that. I enjoyed negotiations. I enjoyed closings. I enjoyed all of those aspects. However, the industry itself, I don't think I was a good fit in that sense. Right? I do not enjoy, being told to be there from a schedule to a schedule. I don't enjoy reporting to somebody. I don't enjoy quotas and this and that and dealership politics. Right? That's why I had mentioned that was 50% to where I wanted to be. I got that client-facing interaction that I wanted. I had that commission-based structure that I wanted, but the freedom was lacking.
So you broke the ice, but you didn't have the full fulfillment.
Absolutely. There you go. There you go. And now with mortgages, I have that freedom, right? You're building that business from the ground up, brick by brick kind of a thing. You have that freedom. It's yours.
Yeah.
There's no one to tell you do this and do that. It's all on your own accord, right? Which in a sense makes you work harder.
No, it
Doing
does,
it for
yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. No, they do say a lot of people left the 9 to 5 just to do a 9 to 9.
There you go. There you go.
Which is
That's the irony, right?
Yeah,
That's the irony. Yeah.
just so that you don't have to report to someone, which honestly sometimes can be like a life changing aspect in their lives.
Hmm.
Sometimes people like he said, some people that are born entrepreneurs within them, just the whole idea of reporting back to someone and this and that, just it's just a trigger, like it's just an extra hassle that you don't have to do. Mind you, there is a known fact. This is an Oxford study, right? The entrepreneur of the family is usually the most rebellious out of the kids as well.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. This is Mo. Any kind of refinance, renewal, first home buyers, self employed, whatever kind of a situation you might be in, I'm one call away. 613 796 7990. Ultra responsive. Phone is always on. Alternatively, link in the bio for my mortgage application, and I will be in touch as soon as I can.
There you
So
go.
can you relate to that?
My parents can probably attest to that. Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Everybody that comes to this podcast is usually that person in their family.
100%. And to speak to that, I think those that succeed in the business world, in entrepreneurship, they have that level of disagreeability
Yes.
in their personality. They won't settle for less.
Yeah.
They're not losers, they're winners.
Yeah.
And they'll do it on their own accord. And that's what leads them to entrepreneurship.
100%.
That's what leads them to taking their business to the next level because they won't take no for an answer. They won't lose. They're disagreeable in that sense. And that's also a study. Most successful people, CEOs, business owners, realtors, digital marketers, everything, right? They have that level of disagreeability. They won't take no for an answer and they won't let somebody point them around. It's not a pride thing,
Yeah.
right? It's not ego. There is, to some extent, there's a little bit of
100%.
pride, right? However, it's wanting to put that work in for yourself.
Oh, no, I totally agree with you. But don't get it twisted. There's a lot of good in it, and there's also a lot of bad in it. Uh, I'm a proven product of that. You know what I mean? Like I stubborn a lot of the times when I was young. Started my first business 2017.
Wow.
Partnered up with my buddies at the time. And mind you, this guy was a year ahead of me in that business, and I would still say no, no, and stubborn and this and that, and w- realizing that if sometimes I just shut up and just listen what the other people have to say, right? That will actually go so much further because at times, right? So like how the human brain works, it's so crazy. That's why like sales and copywriting and these type of skill sets are so high in the market and you get paid the highest. Why? Because it's just all persuasions and it just trigger words. A certain word could trigger our brain to think something else.
It's human psychology.
Exactly. There you go. And stubbornness at times blinds you from that.
It's true. It's very, very true. You need to find that balance. You
Exactly.
need to find that balance of disagreeability and wanting to do things your own way, but also being a sponge
Exactly.
and listening more than you speak.
Exactly.
Right? Because everybody around you, not everybody around you, but in some regards, people around you are going to know more than you.
100%.
They've been doing this shit longer than you.
100%.
Right? So you have to listen to them. You have to understand. They're there to coach you, they're there to mentor you, they're to push you. So that stubbornness, sometimes you have to really put your pride aside, really listen to
100%.
who really has your best interest in mind, who's really putting you on game, right?
Now, I've worked with brokerages in the past, whether in Canada or outside Canada. Majority of the time, there is a little touch of, how can I say this, teamwork, right? I mean, at the end of the brokerage, even you when you pay them their monthly fee, that's the whole point. They do workshops, this and that. The few times that I've worked with mortgage brokers in the past, whether it's for leads, for content, whatever the case may be, I feel like they're a lonely wolf. Do you experience the same thing or no? Like, do you feel like you're sometimes on your own or?
In a sense, it depends on the situation. Majority of the time, it is a very independent role. However, you're going to run into roadblocks. It's
100%.
inevitable. There's no one file that's the same. You're never gonna have two files that are the exact same. Every file is unique. Every client is unique.
Case by case?
Case by case. So you're going to run into situations that you haven't run into before. But hey, my broker, my colleague, he's run into that, right? So that goes to what we were saying before: be that sponge, absorb that knowledge, and put your pride aside. You reach out to them. Hey, I have this situation going on. This, that, and maybe that broker understands maybe lender nuances to another level, right? He has that. He or she or they have that relationship with maybe a representative in that bank that they can reach out to, that they can facilitate an introduction, maybe pull some strings if needed, right? So in that sense, it is collaborative. But for the most part, it is very independent. Other than, your partners, right? Because it is also a referral based business.
It is high.
100%, 100%. You're not gonna find any broker that's generating leads from here or there. No, network is the net worth. That's the name of the game. There's no way around it, right? Your business partners are your lifeline. So in regards to my day-to-day work, it would be more independent. However, in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture, you are collaborating with business professionals in multiple areas in the real estate industry, realtors, financial planners, accountants, real estate lawyers, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you've named everyone and their mom in the real estate world.
Yeah.
So what? How do you even get ahead, and how do you even stay in touch with everyone? Like, do you go to events? What do you do? Like, how do you keep up? How do you stay in people's heads?
So one thing is social media.
Yeah.
I make it a statement to engage with all business professionals on my social media. You want to stay top of mind. You want to be posting consistently. You want to have a story up 24/7. You want to stay top of mind. That's one thing, social media. Another thing is a little bit more of that personal touch. Give them a phone call, check in how their week is doing. How's business? How's the family? How's the weekend? So on and so forth. Don't be pushy. Hey, do you have business for me? No, not that. Because you want real personal connections with people.
That is so true.
Right? Regardless of what industry they're in, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody could be a client.
100%.
Everybody needs a mortgage at the end of the day. Yeah. Regardless, everybody wants to get to that level, right? So there's social media, there's those personal phone calls, and very little things, man. End of the year, Christmas, gift baskets, gift cards, very small things, but those things are appreciated in the long
Go a
run.
long way.
Yeah.
What about events? Is that something that you dabble in or not?
It is something that I dabble in. I will usually go to a networking event if another partner is speaking. I have another partner that's going to be there. I don't. Networking events can be a little bit hit or miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes when they hit great. Sometimes when they miss, not so much. I'd rather spend my efforts focusing on one partner at a time.
Okay. So how do you know? How do you determine if an event is good or bad? When do you determine that, by the way? Within the event or before? Just from
When you get there. When you get
okay.
there, there's no one event that's going to be good or bad, or every event is going to be good, right? Progress is
extent.
progress at the end of the day, right? If I went to an event today, I didn't go to yesterday, that's still progress, whether I had that life-changing conversation or not. You know what I mean? So me personally, when it comes to getting in touch with people and networking and meeting people, I pick up the phone, brother. I pick up the phone and I call.
Yeah.
I call.
Yeah.
There's go on realtor.ca, for example. The main avenue of business as a mortgage agent is going to be realtors.
Yeah.
You want to get in touch with realtors, right? Because they are the first point of contact in the home purchase process, right? So you want that avenue, you want to firm out that pipeline. So in the beginning, it's cold calls. I was hammering the phones all day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Out of every 10 phone calls I made, maybe 3 of them were real conversations that had some real substance to it. Out of those 3 conversations, one of them was an appointment booked,
Yeah. That's good.
right? If you're making 50 calls a day, right? The math there, what is that?
You're the numbers guy.
3 times that's 30. You're having 30 conversations,
There it is. That.
right? Of that, you're having a few appointments booked every single day, right? Throughout the week. So, that multiplies. That's where the momentum comes in. That's where the domino effect comes in. And people they're afraid to get into that. There's a lot of reluctance when it comes to putting themselves out there. That's a little bit of that pride as well. But
100%.
in the beginning, you really have to set your pride aside and you plant those seeds and you reap the rewards.
So step number 1 is cold calling if you're new.
100%. That and having a presence online.
Okay, so let's just dive into step number 1, because I also have sales guys, right? And part of our business at times to acquiring more doors, right, is cold calling, right? Cold calling. Give me your ratios for somebody that's going into mortgages. I know you gave them right now on the rip very quickly. Let's just dive into that a little bit closer, okay? This is what I do. I want to know your input on what we do, what you think is right or wrong, or like what you think about it, and then also you tell the viewer what you would do yourself. So this is what I do. Our sales guys, they do 60 calls a day. Usually out of 60, 10 are appointments booked. Out of 10 appointments booked, 5 documents go out, contracts. Only 2 come back. One ends up getting rented out, or one ends up getting transacted. What do you think those ratios? So 60, 10, 5, 2, 1 closes at the end of the month.
So business to business, it's all going to be different.
Yeah,
Closing percentages, it's all going to be different.
I
Whether
agree.
you're in real estate, mortgages, cars, life insurance, whatever it is, supply and demand at the end of the day, right? The service that you're providing, how unique is it? And where can they get it elsewhere?
100%.
Also, the quality of the phone calls, the quality of the leads, also the people that are giving the phone calls. Listen, at the end of the day, don't look at it as ratios. If you're cold calling, you're making that progress. Keep at it. Keep hammering the phones and don't stop. Right? Don't be idle. So out of every 60 phone calls, one deal closed, double down. Double down, go harder. There's no reason not to at that point. Right? Because at the end of the day, you want to capitalize on those interactions. You want to maximize how many deals you're closing. So ratios, they're gonna differ. They're gonna differ.
Okay, so that was us. Now tell the person that's about to start their mortgage career, what do you recommend them in cold calling?
So my approach, personally, I don't like to be pushy. You don't want to come off desperate, and you don't want to be pushy. Cold calling can just be as simple as just introducing yourself, putting a voice to the name, and after putting a face to the voice, kind of a thing, right? You don't want to ask for their business right away. They know over time. They're not stupid, right? They know that a mortgage agent's calling me. They want to do business, right? And if you feel that chemistry with that person, that personal connection, they'll come to you. They'll come to you over time, no problem at all. So just the point of having that personal connection with the person, right? Being a little bit patient, planting that seed, watering it over time, caring for that seed. Eventually it will grow. It will grow, but you have to give it time. You have to give it time. That's why me personally, the social media approach, I love it. I love it. Just
We're gonna dive into that social
Yeah,
media,
of course.
But the cold calling part exactly.
Yeah.
Do you have like a go to like order of operations or like no? Just have combos. That's it.
No, just have conversations. And it's also the realtors that you're reaching out to, the business professionals that you're reaching out to, because a lot of the seasoned ones, a lot of the more established ones, they are already going to be established with another partner. Their loyalty might lie elsewhere,
Yeah.
right? So you have to position yourself a little bit differently there.
So would you recommend going into new realtors then?
That would be the goal. However, you do want to diversify, right? Because the newer realtors are easier to secure, without a doubt. Then you also have to be patient for their business to kind of pop off in order for your business to pop off,
Interesting.
right? So you need to have a healthy balance of the two. However, strategically positioning yourself with realtors that are more experienced in the game, it's a little bit different,
Yeah.
right? Because, hey, what broker do you work with? Oh, so-and-so. Oh, he's pretty busy nowadays. Is he not? Yeah, he's pretty busy. Yeah, well, me, I'm new in the game. I have maybe 2 or 3 active files. I have time on my hands. I have time. So if your broker can't get this deal done, send it to me. Let me show you what I can do. Let me earn your business. Let me close this tough deal that your broker couldn't. Let me show you what I can do. Let
Yeah.
me show you how communicative I am. Let your client come back to you and tell you how much of a good experience they had with me. Then that one deal might turn into 2, right? Then they might start sending you more. Next, it's, hey, I have an event. Come by.
Come by, come speak, come.
Exactly. Then that seed turns into something else. But it's just about planting those seeds,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so that's cold calling. So it's probably the most tedious thing. It's probably the ugliest side of sales, but it has to get done.
It has to. You gotta get it done.
Whether you
There's
like
no
it
way
or not.
around it. There's
Yeah.
no way around it.
And okay, so let's dive into social media, right? That's how we got to know you. That's how I'm sure a lot of people got to know you. Tell us about that. What do you see mortgage brokers that are new? Mind you, we're talking about people that are brand new,
Right.
okay? And you've been in the game for a while. Now tell them what would you recommend them doing? Step 1, step 2, step 3 when it comes to social media.
So everybody's gonna have a different approach.
Okay.
I follow a lot of mortgage brokers. I follow a lot of realtors. I'm exposed to a plethora of real estate related content.
Can you explain to them what plethora means?
Plethora means a lot.
I don't know what plethora means.
It means a lot. An ocean
Right.
of social media content.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. And I see what succeeds and I see what does better than others. If you're posting on social media, you aren't gonna appeal to the older crowd. the vast majority of people that are scrolling on social media are people that are in our age range,
Yeah.
that are in our demographic. You have to keep in mind who you're marketing to. And the people you're marketing to, the people that are scrolling, attention spans, there's no more. There's no more.
What does that age group look like? 20 to 40?
So when I look at my insights, I see a lot between 20 to 35 years old,
Okay.
with the vast majority being between 25 and 30 years old, which is the age of the average first-time home buyer, or at least when they're thinking about buying their first
Yeah,
home.
thinking for sure.
So you want to appeal to this age group, right? Thinking about it. The barrier to entry is a little bit higher right now.
Yeah.
So you want to appeal to that age group,
Okay.
right? So your educational content, they're gonna swipe by it. If the first 3 seconds don't have them hooked, they're gonna swipe by it,
Yeah.
right? So to the new brokers that are out there, the new agents, not just new agents, any business professional, if you're going to talk about your business, you have to entertain, you have to be relatable, and you have to be educational. When you find that sweet spot of all three, then you're gonna see the momentum start to roll.
Okay.
Then you're gonna stand out, right? The vast majority of mortgage brokers, they're older in age, they're more corporate, they're much more serious, right? But when you have that young, fresh, charismatic approach, but hey, he's still well spoken, he still dresses very well. This guy's, he's still very well put together.
A different touch.
You have a different touch. Not just that, but you stand out. You stand out in a very saturated market, and that's what gives you the edge.
Do you know a realtor named Ryan Serhant?
Yes, of
Okay.
course. Owning Manhattan, yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Ryan Serhant, entered the game at 2007. So I guess you could say that's somewhat seasoned, no, almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
Have you seen the guy's social media?
Yeah, spot.
You would think he just started like 2 years ago.
100%.
The amount of output that he puts on social media and the charming and the, mind you, I met this guy, and one thing I asked him in Toronto when I was there, I was like, what do you do to stand out? Like, what is it that you do that makes you keep going and stand out? He's like, bro, I just turn the camera on. It's whatever I have going on. I just let it, you know what I mean? Now, a lot of people like to go the skits way and this, and it works because if something works, you don't want to fix something that's not broken. If you saw a trend that's going, if you do it, you're probably going to get the same amount of numbers or you're going to get in that wave. But with him, he does that, but he also does certain things that, or like certain content where it's pure him. Like it's actually what's going on. What do you think about that?
So, very glad that you mentioned that because it's something else I wanted to touch on. You want to also find a balance between authenticity and professionalism.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get at.
He is authentic. He is himself. He doesn't put on a front. He is Ryan Serhant.
Whether you like it or not.
24/7. Right? Take it or leave it. And that is appreciated more than somebody that puts on a professional front and they're not who they really are.
Yeah.
People want to know who they're working with, right? They want to relate to you. They want to be like, this is somebody that's approachable. He's, he puts a smile on my face. I like his content. I'm learning from him. He's clearly consistent with it. He's been at it for quite some time. So this is somebody I want to work with. And he strikes that balance perfectly, right? He has that balance of authenticity and professionalism. And I will say it, authenticity trumps professionalism every single time. So people want to know who they're working with, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that makes total sense. So that, like, in other words, with just those two approaches, right? Professionalism is very important. Accuracy is very important. But clearly, everything is speed, guys. Right? If the mortgage guy down the block is putting more content, ripping more calls, he's gonna earn more business. So basically, what I'm understanding from Mo before we finish this half is that you just have to do more. The more you do, the higher chance you will earn business. That's it. There's nothing else. There's no magic to it. The more input that you put, the more output you will get.
It's a numbers game.
It's a numbers game. Are you looking to host your own podcast? Whether at our studio or your own place, Maple Media got you covered. We are a full turnkey solution and mobile setup, fully equipped to film, edit, and host your podcast. The link below on the description, you can click it to book your own call so we can get your podcast started today. And we're back at it, guys, with my bro, Mo. Mo, people want to hear stories, bro, because we just came off this talking about being authentic and this and that. Tell us, bro. Tell us the bad, the ugly, everything. Like, give us some stories. You don't have to be too specific, right? But give us some stories where you're like, it doesn't have to be you as well, by the way. It could be stuff that you've seen or partners or in the business where you're like, what the heck?
So, in regards to the bad, there's always going to be interesting situations with clients that will come up. Majority of my experiences, I won't lie, have been incredibly positive. There always is going to be some bad. However, I think the reason why I say my experiences have been incredibly positive is because I come from a different background. I come from car sales. Majority of the times when I speak to clients in car sales, they already have that negative first impression before I even shake their hand. They already don't trust me. Whereas as a mortgage agent, I'm on the same team with my clients. We have the same goal that we're working towards.
Okay.
Majority of my interactions have been incredibly positive.
Okay.
The only times when I would say there is a negative, which I wouldn't even call a negative, is when we have to put an action plan in place for them to get to their goal. Sorry, Mr. or Mrs. Customer, I'm not able to get you to your goal right now, right? Based on your current situation. But this is a 1-year plan for us to get to where you need to be, right? That's about as bad as it gets, right? You're not, shrugging them off, telling them, hey, I can't help you.
No,
But
for sure.
you're leaving them with something.
Yeah.
Right? And it's about as bad as it gets, to be quite honest with you. There's that and
Worst case, what you just said? So just a game plan?
just the game plan. Well, there's that and losing deals to the banks,
Okay.
the big bad banks.
So that's another thing I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about in a bit, but maybe not you, but you've never heard any, because I've heard a lot of bad problems or like mortgage problems, not in Canada as much, but more in America. But I'm not very tapped into the mortgage side in Canada as much. I know that the variables is very different in Canada. Can you explain to them that how do the variables work in Canada and how does it work in America? Because I know you know about America as well.
So the bigger difference, the very big difference that people stick on isn't in regards to the fixed or the variable. It's the terms. So when you sign for your mortgage in the States, you're signed for the entire length of your term on that interest rate.
Yeah.
That's your rate for the entire length of your amortization period. Whereas in Canada, we have terms: 3-year, 5-year, 7-year, 10-year, maybe even 1 year, 6 months. In the States, they don't have that. They don't have that luxury. So the nice part about Canada's is that over that 25-year amortization period, you're basically getting an average of what rates were over those 25 years. Whereas in the States, if you signed your mortgage contract on this date, that's going to be your rate for the rest of your amortization. So it might be great, it might not be so great.
So then that's why I've heard more horror stories in America.
Probably, yes. And there's also the 2008 crash where they were handing out mortgages left, right, and center. And mortgage-backed securities were quite the situation.
Yeah.
And then when they crashed and a lot of people defaulted on their mortgages, that's when you saw the very big recession that hit in '08, right? And that did trickle into Canada a bit.
Yeah.
But the market did not react as negatively as it did in the States.
Interesting. Because of the terms.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, no, because of the fact that they were, I don't know if you saw the movie The Big Short, right?
Yeah.
They're handing out mortgages to literally everybody. In the movie, there was a scene where an erotic dancer had about 5 different mortgages, right? I'm not sure what the validity is of that, but that's a representation of the fact that they were giving them out to everybody.
You get a mortgage, she gets a mortgage, he gets a mortgage, everyone.
Good times. But eventually, if you're handing them out left and right and there's no, due process, the castle's going to collapse.
America is in the biggest debt in the world. I'm sure you know this. Would that add to it? Do you think it's because of that personality of just like, I wouldn't call it an accurate business or they're not very keen on like working in structure. They're just riskier in general. Does that have to add to it? Do you think or no to their like total debt
So their debt is the biggest,
in the world?
sure, but you also have to keep in mind that they do have the largest economy, right? They do have their GDP is the highest producing GDP in the world as well, right? Now, every country to some extent is also in debt, right? Does that add to crashes or recessions or? No, I don't think so, because that's a debt that's also being financed, right? If they're able to cover those costs and there's still cash flow, It's like a business. It's like a home,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they're still able to cover that.
100%.
Then
Fair enough. The idea of not just mortgages, honestly, like because there's other products, right? Like lines of credit and all types of stuff. There's something called business funding in America, right? I think you and I spoke about it last time. It's very different here in Canada, right? I feel like entrepreneurs in Canada, you're very limited with how much money you can get as a head start and whatever the case is, especially if you're not structured the right way. In America, there's something called business funding, and this business funding, how it works is that as long as you have an LLC, which is a corporation, and then as long as you're incorporated, minimum of 6 months, and your utilization is lower than I guess 25%. Credit scores bare minimum has to be 680. You're able to get 50K, zero interest for 1 year. That's why I feel like when I go down in America and I conduct business with Americans, they're not the sharpest people half the time. Like, all love to my people in America, all my clients in America. Like, I love you guys, But at the end of the day, I feel like when I come to Canada, like entrepreneurs are so like it's so hard to make it out of in Canada. Like, there's no money flow. Money flow is very different.
ball game.
Exactly. So I feel like when Canadians cross the border, they go so much further.
there's more opportunity there. There's more opportunity there, but this is a subject that I can't speak on too thoroughly because I'm not as well aware as the American business market as I am the Canadian, right? There are some things some smaller nuances that I'm aware of. I'll give you an example. Spent some time in the car industry in Canada. So we know some nuances in the States, how they run their car industries.
100%.
Canadian dealerships are limited as to how much they can sell product.
Yeah.
They're also capped on interest rates,
100%.
right? If somebody qualifies for this interest rate, you have to put them on that interest rate. In the States, it's a different ballgame. They have that freedom. They have that flexibility. If they tell you it's this, then it's this, right? So in some aspects, it is a different ballgame. There is more opportunity. There's more money in general going around.
There's also bigger risk, he said.
There is also bigger risk. However, I do think the market here is also underrated, right? I do think that truly money is everywhere.
100%.
I think money is everywhere, and I think
For every new sign up, we are offering 15 fully edited reels for $1,500. We script the videos, come to your business, film and edit the content, and we handle all the revisions. If you're interested, please click the link in the description to book a call with one of our associates, and we'll get you set up as soon as possible.
even if there's less opportunity here, there's also less competition. That
Way
means
less.
it's more of an opportunity for you to stand out.
100%. That's a very good way to look at it.
It is. It is. There's always going to be that silver lining. I always hear, oh, there's no money here. There's no money here. No, you're not looking for the money here. You can get rich off a phone and an internet connection.
Yeah, no, for
You 100% can. My social media, I would say I've gained very decent traction. Brother, it's off my phone.
Yeah.
That's it. $50 mic I bought on Amazon.
That's it.
CapCut. Free subscription, by the way. I didn't subscribe.
He doesn't pay for
I don't
CapCut.
subscribe. I didn't subscribe. But if you want to do it, you 100% will.
Yeah.
You 100% will. You just have to want to. You have to look for opportunity, and I promise you it's there. But if you're spending your time saying, oh, this, your environment is what you make it, brother. You just have to look for the opportunity.
I agree. So okay, let me ask you this question because another gentleman that came into the podcast recently, I asked him, "Do you think are we in the recession yet or no? Did we enter? Did we not enter? Are we leaving it? Are we?" Tell me about it. I want to hear this. This is
Okay.
a big question that we get all the time.
So, my convictions, I try as much as possible to back them by evidence and not emotion.
Nice. I like that.
So now, that being said, you want to get your news, not from the news itself, but from numbers,
Sure.
right? You want to look at facts and you want to look at evidence. What do we know right now? We know that inflation is cooling off.
Okay.
We've seen that. As of January 2026, inflation has cooled off. Small amount, by 0.1 or 0.2% from the previous announcement. However, it's cooled off. Unemployment, it's very high right now. Can't discredit that. However, it has cooled off. The reason why it's cooled off is a little bit complex, right? Because less people are looking for work right now. So that also skews the numbers, right? Rates are coming down, interest rates. We know that they've been stagnant for a bit. It's sideways. However, we know that the Bank of Canada wants to bring them down, right? We also know that now there's a situation in the Middle East,
Yeah.
right? Oil prices are rising. It's going to inflect inflation again. It may go back up. But listen, all of this being said, there's a lot of fear in the market, and there will always be fear.
100%.
Even when things are going well, the news is going to tell you things are not going well. So you have to keep an eye out to these key metrics.
How do they
these key
benefit
points.
by saying that though?
Clicks, brother. Clicks. Like they always say, no one wants to hear about when a plane lands. They want to know when it crashes, right?
What a way to look at life.
Think about it. Oh, a plane of 150 people landed. No. Who's that going to attract? A plane of 150 people crashed, and I'm not going to continue the story. But those are the stories that get clicks. Fear. Fear floods the market, right? And I'm not discrediting the fact that things are bad. We are in a tough market.
Very.
However, things are starting to bounce. People are tired, man. People are tired. I think there's money waiting on the sidelines ready to go in. Once interest rates go down a bit more, people are going to be ready to buy, man. Cost of borrowing is going to be lower. People are going to get ready, right? And economies work in cycles. Economies, for the most part, are stable. They're not designed to crash. Unless you have a situation in '08 with the mortgage-backed securities, right? Which is it's a black swan event. It's not something that we're likely going to see again.
Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon. And economies are stable and they work in cycles. Right now we're on the downtrend, but the sun will shine again, man.
No, I agree.
And the dust will settle.
I like that.
I'm an optimist. Listen, man, it pays to be optimistic.
The man,
You know what I mean?
The man is hopeful.
The man is hopeful.
But listen, out of the top 20 countries in the world, Canada is still actually top 2 in the world for stability compared to which I don't understand. Can you explain that? Like, how are we still very stable, but we feel like everything got more expensive? Like, what are we comparing here?
So things got expensive, yes, because inflation is higher. However, the market has remained relatively stable. And when they say that markets are stable, it's because our economy doesn't fluctuate as much as others. Right? There's much less fluctuations. Any more to that, I won't be able to speak to
Fair.
it. I'm not an economist.
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
starting to dabble in that field, though.
Yeah?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
However,
Is that new grounds you want to...
100%. Because the one question I rates, oh, what are the rates? This, that. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Right? That is a representation of the economy itself, right? The Bank of Canada, sure, it's going to announce rates. It's going to bring variable rates down or up, or it's going to keep them. Government bonds is what affects fixed rates, sure. But you also need to know the moving pieces behind that, right? So that when I'm speaking to a client, I can fully educate them and fully break down what's going on behind the scenes. So that not just they have confidence in myself, but they have confidence in their decisions.
Yes.
Right? So it's very important for somebody to be informed on the economy, especially if you're working in the world of finance, you're working in the world of real estate, because these things are all intertwined. It's all a moving system, just different smaller cogs.
I agree. Going back to that list, right? The highest, the other way around of the scale, the one that got hit the most, I believe, was Turkey, and then it was Lebanon. Now in Turkey, I visit like every other year or every few years because we have real estate down there. I seen the difference. Like, something that I used to buy for, I don't know, like one American USD, right, is now like $3.50, $4 down there, right? Again, still relatively cheaper for us. Like, life would be still cheaper down there. However, for the people that are working down there, I see it. Like, there's no way a household in Turkey, for example, can live off one income. No way. Impossible. Impossible. So the reason why I'm bringing up that list for you is because even when when I enter Turkey and I'd leave Turkey and I'd come back in a few years, this is not what it used to be. So I really seen inflation and what it looks like, because most Canadians, by the way, don't know what inflation even looks like, because it's so sudden. You know, and it doesn't affect our life drastically, but like for a country like Turkey, right, where it went like crazy.
So I can't speak on Turkey. I will be able to speak on Lebanon though.
Lebanon.
I'm Lebanese.
Yeah.
But those situations are not situations that a Western economy will face,
Ever?
right? God forbid. I hope not.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
hope
saying.
not.
Okay.
So Lebanon got faced under a lot of pressure in the last few years, especially beginning of COVID. COVID hit. They did not have the infrastructure or the medical capabilities to handle that. That's number one. The Beirut explosion happened, which decimated the port.
Did that happen before
Decimated the
COVID?
capital. It happened during COVID.
During COVID.
During COVID.
We.
And that was a huge hit to the economy. That's when you really saw inflation start to hit. Their inflation isn't like ours. Theirs is hyperinflation. There's an inflation that Canada will probably not experience. It's more stable. We don't face those kind of fluctuations because we had the infrastructure for the most part to deal with COVID, right? We're not going to see a massive, I think that was like the second or third biggest explosion recorded in history,
Yeah.
right? Based on negligence,
Yeah.
government negligence. We're not going to see that in Canada, right? And of course, needless to say, there's the war going on right now, right? Things are pretty bad there.
Fair enough.
So those situations, and I hope Canadians never have to face that.
100%.
Because it's very difficult. It's very difficult, and my heart goes out to
Both countries.
the friends, the family, everybody that's
Yeah.
living in these kind of situations.
It is. It's very sad, and it always goes back to war. War costs money, and wars are very expensive,
They make
right?
money too, though.
And they make money too. Somebody's winning in that transaction always, and somebody's losing in that transaction. Trying to stay away from that conversation, just because I know brother Mo is from Lebanon, and it's very hard times right now in Lebanon. I have lots of friends in Lebanon. It's very sad what's going on in the world right now, but it's not something that we can just shy away from. I don't want to dive too deep into it, right? But at the same time, doesn't matter who you are. Here at Founders Fortune, we are offering 20-second ad spots within our podcast. This is a great way to get your ads seen and get more eyeballs and traffic. Also, do you need help filming your ad? Don't you worry about it. We will come to you and help you film it. Click the link in the description to book a call with one of our associates and get your ads running today. As a viewer, but we're here in Canada, right? We grew up with Black, we grew up with Lebanese, we grew up with Jewish, we grew up with everyone, right? And I think there is a version of the world where there is world peace. I'm not saying Canada is perfect, but when we were kids in high school, we didn't care. Like everyone was doing their thing. Like nobody, like, sure, like, yeah, there was bullying here and there, but like for the most part, like we don't, like we didn't have that allergy towards each other. So I do have good hope that one day that the Middle East actually finally sees some peace.
I hope so too, brother.
Yeah.
I hope so too. I try to be optimistic in all ways of life, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
I'd rather keep the conversation positive.
Yeah.
But
Fair enough. No, I totally agree. It's just, for me, it was just a very, very strong, like, since we haven't filmed a podcast since the war has started, and it's something I wanted to say, like at the end of the day, guys, as a Canadian, as an immigrant in Canada, or once upon a time an immigrant, we do have to stand together for the justice. No matter what your views are, lives are being taken away, and that's pretty much it.
I agree, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. And which all goes back to numbers, by the way. That's why I'm bringing these things up, Mo, right? At the end, it's all numbers, right? Somebody's winning, somebody's losing. It's way beyond our capabilities or anything like that. And good on you, honestly, man. For a young guy getting into mortgages, I mean, perspective for you. You said that you started a little bit late. In my opinion, I think you're in a perfect age right now.
Right.
I wanna ask you something about book of business. I'm sure you know what that is, right? Like your leads and stuff like that. For a lot of people, they don't know how to manage or don't know how to maintain their book of mortgage. But you did say something earlier, very nice. You said that have a conversation with them, call them. How did the weekend go? How did the summer go? How did the Christmas go? Whatever the case is. What is the reason of doing that? Like, what are you trying to maintain here?
So that's just staying top of mind. It's just staying top of mind because at some point they're going to run into a situation where it's, hey, I need somebody to help me with this situation.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it be refinance, renewal, a purchase, or even something just as simple as a question about their current terms.
Yeah.
Right? You're just staying top of mind. You're staying top of mind, and when it comes to your book of business, when it comes to your CRM, your lead tracker,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be complex.
Yeah.
I have an Excel sheet. I spent some time working in data, so I've become, unfortunately, very adept
Yeah.
to Microsoft Excel.
Okay.
However,
I hate it, by the way.
I've grown to like it.
Okay.
It's very satisfying once
Fair
you get
enough.
into it.
Yeah. He's like this guy.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Same thing.
I keep it very simple though. Keep it simple. First name, last name, where they came from.
Super stupid.
As in referral source. Like was it a referral? Was it social media? Was it here? Was it there? What they were talking about, was it a purchase? Was it a renewal? Was it a refinance? Outcome, lead status, birthday. Gotta keep the birthday.
Really?
100%.
Why?
Even something as small as shooting them a quick text or an email on their birthday.
Wow.
Hey, happy birthday. I hope you're doing well. Kind of a thing. It's
Okay.
appreciated. It's appreciated. It goes a long way. It's something that's very small. Very small gesture. But it also feeds into that. Just staying top of mind. Right? Because again, it's a business based on people. You want that personal connection with people.
I like that.
Right? You want to differentiate yourself in a game where it's sales at the end of the day, right? But you want that human touch, right? You want that people touch. You need to have those people skills.
Where did you learn this though? Like a lot of people that go into, because in a way, when you are a mortgage broker or a realtor, you are your own business. You run your own business, right? But this is not something I feel like brokers or mortgages teach, right? Like it's like the book of business, the way you go about it. Everyone does it a little bit different. Where did you learn yours? How did you put that together?
Exposure, brother. Over time, you're exposed to different people, different conversations, your different techniques. This is what I heard from a car salesman, by the way, not a mortgage agent. I had a buddy that was also in car sales, and he had mentioned something about the top producing salesman on his floor,
Interesting.
and he used to track birthdays, and he used to wish his customers birthdays. Customers that already bought cars. Listen, I really like that idea, especially as a mortgage agent where you have much less interactions than a car salesman. Car salesman, you have 3, 4, 5 people walking into the door every day. You have online leads, this, that. As a mortgage agent, your client interactions are scarce compared to that. So once you do have that interaction, give me your email. Give me your name. Give me your date of birth. Email, because I'm sending you updates. Sending you updates every week, every 2 weeks, once a month, so that you have market updates. Oh, Mo is still doing this. Oh, market's getting better. Oh, rates are this.
And how do you send your blasts, or how do you send your messaging?
So it's
Emails or
it's email.
Okay.
Email wide.
Okay.
Again, exposure to different people, exposure to different conversations. It was another mortgage broker that made the point once. When you open a website, Nike, Adidas, get that pop up.
Right away.
First name, last name, email address, marketing updates.
Deals.
Because once you put in that email, boom, 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 you're getting hammered. That's how companies market.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to
We're gonna
do it
clip
too.
that, by the way.
100%.
The boom, boom, boom. We're gonna clip that.
Clip it.
Yeah. Okay, but continue. So you're saying that the more you do that, the different channels you have, the higher chance you will earn their business.
100%. 100%.
Okay.
And it's, again, it comes down to a numbers game because you're capitalizing on those interactions.
So diversifying your outreach is very important.
100%.
I like that. Okay. And then when diversifying, can you also realize that certain things don't work and take them away? Or do you just keep going? Like when do you
Absolutely. It comes down to experimentation at the end of the day, right? You want your efforts to be placed in somewhere where there's going to be a return on investment. Right? If I feel that, maybe this isn't working, then I'll change my approach. Right? Coming in from car sales, you're gonna have a little bit of a more aggressive approach to clientele when it comes to follow-ups, when it comes to, but in this business you don't want to do that. You don't want to be aggressive. You don't want to be pushy. So that was something where very early on,
you caught on?
Changed, right? I can't have this mentality anymore. I'm not selling cars. I'm not teaching salesmen to go do this and that. No, I'm brokering mortgages. I'm holding people's hands through one of the biggest financial transactions in their lives. Right?
Literally.
So you need to be a lot more in touch with that people side, that human side.
No, it makes sense. In North America, like, the biggest purchase in someone's lifetime is always
It's a mortgage. The
Mortgages.
biggest debt in the country is actually mortgages.
mortgage
It's
makes
the biggest debt, right?
yeah. I mean, what a good way to wrap it up. It was high emotions, low emotions, everything. This is
We
what this
touched
is
on
all about,
everything,
man.
yes,
This is what it's all about.
100%.
He's an authentic guy. He's gonna keep it with you very authentic. If he can help you, he'll say it. If he can't help you, he'll also will say it. Right? And this is why we bring people like this, guys.
I appreciate that.
know what I
appreciate
mean?
the
Like,
kind words. Thank
There's
you so
nothing. There's
much.
nothing to hide here. He's telling you. He told you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. What else you guys want to hear?
There we go.
With that being said, guys, make sure you guys tune in. His link will be in the description. For if you guys ever want to reach out to Mo for any business, for any mortgages. By the way, just quick question before you just do Ontario or you do Canada wide?
So I'm Ontario wide.
Okay.
Anybody in Ontario, I can help out.
So from Windsor to Sudbury, you're good to go.
There you go. You got
Okay.
it. You got it.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you so much.